Right now, there is a common, everyday plant sitting in your kitchen cabinet with a pharmacological profile so powerful, pharmaceutical companies have spent billions trying to isolate and patent its active compounds. Yet, you probably just sprinkle it on your dinner and completely ignore what it's actually capable of doing to your cellular biology. The most potent natural medicine on Earth isn't hidden deep in the Amazon rainforest. It is quite literally growing in your backyard and sitting in your pantry. Modern clinical research has finally caught up to 6,000 years of ancient human history, proving that these everyday plants don't just mildly support health, they actively target and reverse disease. You are about to discover the 10 most powerful evidence-based medicinal plants you are actively overlooking. We are exposing the winterberry, clinically proven to obliterate the flu virus 4 days faster than conventional methods, a kitchen staple that physically alters your brain to rapidly improve memory and cognition, and the legendary plant of immortality that ancient empires used to survive deadly infections. These aren't just old wives' tales. This is hard, peer-reviewed science. And once you find out exactly what plant number 4 does to chronic, debilitating inflammation, you will never look at your spice rack the same way ever again. We live in an era of medical miracles, yet as a society, we have never been more chronically unwell. You wake up with stiff joints, battle a mid-afternoon brain fog, suffer through chronic digestive issues, and catch every seasonal bug that circles the office. And what is our default response? We drive to the drugstore, drop $40 on brightly colored boxes of synthetic pills, and swallow isolated chemicals designed to simply mute our internal check engine lights. We have been fundamentally conditioned to believe that real medicine only comes in a plastic orange bottle with a childproof cap, while the plants our ancestors used to survive harsh climates, plagues, and brutal injuries are nothing more than quaint, outdated folklore. But let's look at the dark side of that modern convenience. We are currently experiencing an epidemic of side effects. You take an over-the-counter NSAID for your joint pain, and over time, it wrecks your stomach lining. You take a pill to fix the stomach lining, and it disrupts your gut microbiome, plunging your immune system into chaos. This endless cycle of treating the side effect of a medication with yet another medication has created a multi-trillion-dollar industry built almost entirely on symptom management. Meanwhile, pharmaceutical companies have a closely guarded open secret. They aren't inventing the majority of these miracle cures from scratch in a sterile lab. They are quite literally bioprospecting. Over 40% of all modern pharmaceutical drugs on the market today are directly derived from the natural world. The blueprint for the world's most prescribed diabetes drug, metformin, came from the French lilac. Aspirin was synthesized from the bark of the white willow tree. Life-saving chemotherapy drugs were isolated from the Madagascar periwinkle. The medical industry knows exactly how powerful these plants are. But there is one massive, fundamental problem. You cannot patent a plant. You cannot monopolize a leaf that grows in the dirt. So, scientists isolate a single active compound, alter it chemically so they can secure an exclusive patent and sell it back to you at a 10,000% markup. The tragic flaw in this process is that when they isolate these single molecules, they leave behind the plant's natural, complex matrix of cofactors, antioxidants, and buffering agents. Those are the exact organic compounds that allow your body to absorb the medicine safely without the devastating side effects. By ignoring the raw, whole plants sitting right in your kitchen, you are walking past a biologically perfect, highly bioavailable pharmacy that human DNA has spent millions of years adapting to recognize, metabolize, and utilize. You are literally sitting on a goldmine of therapeutic potential while paying top dollar for synthetic imitations. But here is where everything you thought you knew about cooking, seasoning, and food is about to be completely turned upside down. Stop looking at your spice rack as a collection of simple flavorings. Flavor is an illusion. What you perceive as a sharp, pungent taste or a deep, aromatic scent isn't actually there for your culinary enjoyment. Those compounds are biological weapons. You are tasting chemical warfare. These plants cannot run away from predators, fungal infections, or harsh radiation, so they spent millions of years evolving highly complex, microscopic defense compounds to survive. And by a sheer miracle of evolutionary biology, the exact chemical weapons these plants use to destroy invading bacteria and repair their own cellular damage perfectly bind to human cellular receptors to heal our bodies. You aren't just seasoning your dinner, you are ingesting an ancient biological defense system. Let's unlock the vault and look at the 10 most powerful medicinal plants you need to start using right now, starting with the undisputed king of the kitchen pharmacy. Number 1. Garlic. You think of it as the ultimate flavor booster for pasta night. Science calls it a broad-spectrum antimicrobial powerhouse. When you crush a clove of raw garlic, two compounds, allicin and the enzyme allinase, violently crash into each other. This chemical reaction creates allicin. Allicin is a volatile, sulfur-rich compound that literally punches holes in the cell walls of invading bacteria. It is so potent that during World War I, medics slathered it on trench wounds to stop gangrene when antibiotics ran out. Modern studies show regular garlic consumption slashes your risk of getting sick by 63%. But here is the catch. If you mince garlic and immediately toss it into a hot pan, you kill the enzyme. You destroy the medicine. You must crush it and let it sit on the cutting board for exactly 10 minutes to activate the allicin before cooking. But keeping your immune system intact is just the baseline. What if a plant could physically rewire your brain? Number 2. Rosemary. Ancient Greek scholars used to wear crowns of rosemary during exams, claiming it boosted memory. They were right. We now know rosemary contains carnosic acid, a compound that actively fights off free radical damage in the brain. But it gets crazier. Merely inhaling the scent of rosemary. Essential oil allows a compound called 1,8-cineola to cross the blood-brain barrier. Clinical trials show that smelling rosemary increases memory retention and cognitive performance by up to 75%. You are literally breathing in a neuroprotectant. Yet, a sharp brain means nothing if your gut is in constant turmoil. That brings us to number 3. Number 3. Ginger. You reach for ginger ale when your stomach hurts, completely missing the actual magic. Ginger contains gingerol, a bioactive compound that doesn't just soothe a tummy ache, it physically accelerates gastric emptying. It forces your stomach to clear out contents faster, instantly killing nausea, bloating, and indigestion. It is clinically proven to be just as effective as prescription anti-nausea drugs for pregnant women and chemotherapy patients. And it does this without a single synthetic side effect. But ginger's pain-relieving properties are just a warm-up for plant number 4. Remember that warning about chronic inflammation? This is the one that has Big Pharma terrified. Number 4. Turmeric. This isn't a trendy latte ingredient, it is a biological wrecking ball to systemic inflammation. At the heart of turmeric is curcumin. Curcumin doesn't just mask pain, it reaches deep into your cells and physically blocks the NF-κB molecule. That molecule is the genetic switch that travels into your cell nuclei and turns on the genes related to inflammation. Curcumin literally flips the off switch on your body's pain signals. Head-to-head clinical trials matched curcumin against powerful pharmaceutical NSAIDs for rheumatoid arthritis. The curcumin didn't just tie the synthetic drugs, it beat them. Patients reported higher pain relief and zero gastrointestinal bleeding. But if you just eat turmeric powder, you absorb almost none of it. You must combine it with black pepper. Piperine, the active compound in black pepper, spikes the absorption of curcumin by 2,000%. You are basically weaponizing your spice rack, so you've killed the pain and stopped the inflammation. But what happens when a highly contagious virus breaches your defenses? You don't reach for the medicine cabinet, you reach for number 5. Number 5. Elderberry. This is the winter berry clinically proven to obliterate the flu. The influenza virus reproduces by using tiny protein spikes to pierce your healthy cells and hijack them. Black elderberry contains heavy-duty antioxidants called anthocyanins. These compounds physically bind to the viral spikes, stripping the virus of its ability to penetrate your cell walls. If the virus can't enter the cell, it can't replicate, it dies. Double-blind placebo studies showed that taking elderberry syrup at the first sign of sickness cuts the duration of the flu by an average of 4 days. You aren't just treating symptoms, you are initiating a cellular lockdown. But what if the damage is already done? What if you are dealing with severe cellular trauma, burns, or deadly infections? You need the exact plant Alexander the Great hoarded to heal his wounded army. Number 6. Aloe vera. The ancient Egyptians literally carved its image into stone and named it the plant of immortality. Legends say Aristotle convinced Alexander the Great to conquer the island of Socotra just to secure enough aloe to treat his soldiers' brutal battle wounds. Today, modern science knows exactly why. The thick, clear gel inside an aloe leaf is packed with a complex carbohydrate called acamanin. When applied to severe cellular trauma, acamanin commands your immune system to send a flood of macrophages, scavenger cells that eat dead tissue and bacteria, directly to the wound. It physically accelerates the production of collagen and the cross-linking of new blood vessels. You are essentially applying a biological liquid bandage that forces human tissue to regenerate at a hyper-accelerated rate while destroying infectious bacterial biofilms. But what about internal trauma, the kind that leaves you doubled over in agonizing pain? Number 7. Peppermint. Forget the candy aisle. Pure peppermint contains a highly active, volatile compound called menthol. If you suffer from irritable bowel syndrome or chronic digestive spasms, menthol acts as a potent calcium channel blocker in your intestinal tract. It physically prevents the smooth muscle of your gut from contracting in a spasm. Clinical gastroenterology journals have published studies showing peppermint oil capsules outperforming highly engineered antispasmodic drugs, are instantly relaxing the gastrointestinal tract and shutting down debilitating pain signals. Yet, fixing the gut is just one piece of the puzzle. When a massive infection threatens to overrun your entire system, you need the heavy artillery. Number 8. Echinacea. Long before antibiotics existed, Native American tribes used this potent purple flower to survive blood poisoning and deadly infections. It is now one of the most heavily researched medicinal plants on the planet. Echinacea contains active phenols that do not simply kill bacteria. They act as a biological alarm bell. When ingested, it aggressively stimulates your bone marrow to produce a massive surge of white blood cells. It arms your immune system, giving your body the exact ammunition it needs to hunt down and destroy invading pathogens before they can multiply. Of course, a hyperactive immune system and a healed gut mean very little if your nervous system is trapped in a state of constant chaotic stress. We live in an overstimulated, anxiety-ridden society, and the pharmaceutical answer is often a highly addictive synthetic sedative. Nature's answer is number 9, chamomile. You probably dismiss it as a mild, sleepy time tea. You are severely underestimating its chemical profile. Chamomile is loaded with an antioxidant called apigenin. Apigenin crosses the blood-brain barrier and binds to the exact same GABA receptors in your brain as prescription anti-anxiety medications like Xanax and Valium. It physically depresses the central nervous system, melting away clinical anxiety and initiating deep restorative sleep, all without severe withdrawal symptoms or chemical dependency. And to completely lock down that nervous system, we reach the final pillar of our natural pharmacy: Number 10. Lavender. This is not just a pleasant scent for soaps and candles. The essential oil of lavender contains linalool. When inhaled, linalool travels through the olfactory nerve directly to the amygdala, the emotional command center of your brain. Double-blind clinical trials have proven that medical-grade lavender oil capsules are just as effective at treating generalized anxiety disorder as pharmaceutical SSR is. It halts the overproduction of cortisol, instantly lowering your heart rate, dropping your blood pressure, and pulling your body completely out of a chronic fight-or-flight state. This is the profound, undeniable truth that the modern medical establishment conveniently forgot. We are not separate from the natural world. Our human DNA has evolved over millions of years alongside these exact plants. They are the original biotechnology. When you utilize the garlic, the ginger, the turmeric, and the aloe, you are not stepping backward into primitive folklore. You are stepping forward into perfect biological alignment. You are giving your cells the exact molecular keys they have been desperately searching for to unlock their own miraculous ability to heal. You hold the power to completely transform your cellular health, to stop endlessly chasing symptoms, and to finally cure the root cause of your pain. The ultimate pharmacy has been sitting right in front of you this entire time, just waiting to be unlocked. But unlocking that ultimate pharmacy requires more than just knowing these 10 plants exist. It requires a complete shift in how you approach your biology every single day. The medical establishment spends billions of dollars every year to keep you locked into a cycle of symptom management, pushing synthetic band-aids while the root cause of your disease continues to spread. They rely on your continuous reliance, but you no longer have to play by their rules. Every single week, we dig through the buried clinical trials, decode forgotten ancient practices, and bring you the unfiltered truth about the natural biological tools your body is practically begging for. We expose the hidden biotechnology in the roots, herbs, and compounds you walk past every day, giving you the exact protocols to bulletproof your immune system, reverse chronic inflammation, and reclaim the vibrant health that is your evolutionary birthright. If you are ready to stop being a lifelong patient and start being the architect of your own cellular health, hit the subscribe button right now. Join a growing movement of people who refuse to settle for a life of chronic pain and chemical dependency. Turn on your notifications so you never miss a breakthrough. Your body is a miraculous self-healing machine, and in our next video, we are going to hand you the exact blueprint to activate its most powerful defense mechanism yet. Hit subscribe and let's unlock it together.